for those of you who are new, my name is Tommy, short for Thomasine or Thomasina, named after my daddy who passed away in August. So I'm about to make this 7-Up pound cake, you guys. It is the holidays, and as Mariah Carey said on November 1st, the day after Halloween, it's time. So it's time for holiday baking. I love this time of year. I'm not the biggest baker. I consider myself still a beginner baker, cooker, whatever, even though, you know, I cook and I bake a lot. So what you're going to need is a stand mixer or a hand mixer, or you can use your wrist mixer, however you choose to do it. I'm using Swan's Down cake mix. You're gonna need 3 cups of that. You're also gonna need, now this is for the batter, 3 cups of Swan's Down, 3 cups of sugar, white sugar. I was gonna use 3 sticks of butter, but last minute I decided that I wanted a more buttery taste in a cake. So I've not done that ever before. Usually I just use the butter. I'm going to use the unsalted butter here. And then I'm also going to use this Crisco here, shortener. And it comes like this right here. And it's calling for a half. It wouldn't be in my video if I didn't do something crazy. It's calling for a half stick of this. So I'm gonna cut that in half and use these 2 room temperature butter. Everything is room temperature, okay? Over here we have our eggs. We have 5 eggs. This is all for the batter. And then we're going to wash this lemon, zest it up, and use about 1 to 2 tablespoons of zest in our batter. I just bought this cake batter flavor because I heard that it makes the cakes absolutely delicious. So I'm going to try that, 1 teaspoon. And then you have your lemon flavor here, 1 teaspoon. And last but not least, and I hope I'm not leaving anything out, last but not least, this is not a 7-Up, this is a Sprite. So today we are doing a Sprite cake, although I'm still calling it a 7-Up cake because it's lemon lime, as it says right here on the label, lemon lime. So I've only seen one other person do that. I prefer Sprite over 7-Up anyway, but I was gonna buy both just so I could show you the 7-Up and the Sprite beside each other. But the store I got this from only had Sprite and only had some product called Starry, which is also a lemon lime. I was like, y'all don't sell 7-Up? And she's like, no, we don't. I said, well, I'm about to make a 7-Up cake. Even though I wasn't gonna use it, I still wanted to have it. So anyway, let's get into it so this video is not so long. The setup is long and then the baking is long, but putting it together, it's not complicated at all. So what I'm gonna do is aim you down at all of this stuff. You don't need to see me. I just wanted to meet you, greet you, and thank you for being here on the channel. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Definitely hit that like button and get this video out to as many people as possible. So let's get into it. On the Crisco, I have everything. I have my sugar here. This is for later, the flour right here. I sifted the flour, even though that Swan's Down is already sifted. When you pour it out, your scoops out, your 3 cups, sometimes they are kind of clumped up. So I sifted that. I even sifted the sugar because it had like little balls of sugar already hard in there. So right here, you have all the measurements right here. This is 1 cup, but we're going to use half. So we're just going to slice it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this attachment right here. Let me remove my dough hook. You can use this paddle one here, but I'm going to use this one today. We're going to get this creamed up, and I'll show you what it looks like once I get that all done. I'm also going to, instead of using my Baker's Joy, I'm going to actually grease my pan with my Crisco. So with the other half of this, I'm just going to cream it. Ooh, got a piece of that paper in there. We don't want to do that. Okay, let's get that creamed up. And it's very much room temperature. My hands are like, whew, slippery. Lock it, and I'm gonna start it low, and then I'm gonna speed it up. And once it gets to where I need it to be, then I'm gonna start adding in the sugar. And I'm gonna slowly add the sugar in, and then I'm gonna speed it up once I get all the sugar in. Now, if you want to just dump your sugar in, you can do that. I've seen people do that, and the cakes seem to turn out just fine. But knowing my luck, it won't happen. So I got these little red containers right here from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna speed it up now. Right now it's on a 2. Speed up a little bit more. In between you whipping this, make sure that you're pushing everything down off the side so that everything is getting blended together, because like I can hear the sugar crystals, and you want it to be where you can't hear that, because you don't want to bite into that. Oh, let me get my life together. Y'all ever had one of them days? And this says, all things are possible to those who believe. So believe that you can get this done. Have faith over fear that you can accomplish your goals when it comes to being in the kitchen, because I still struggle with that myself. I just got through whipping this, and this is butter and sugar. This is what you want it to look like right here. So let's get this off. You can't hear any more sugar. It actually took me 4 times of stopping it and pushing everything down and whatnot. So now that I have that where it needs to be, it's time to add the eggs. We're almost done, y'all, until we put it in the oven, rather. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on slow. I'm gonna crack my eggs one at a time and put them in. I'm gonna crack them in here, making sure that I don't get any shells into my cake. I mean, who wants that, right? You got one, and then you're gonna speed it up. I always turn it down when I'm adding the egg, and then I speed it up. I have 2 in here. Hopefully only one will fall out. That's just a little bit of vinegar on this paper towel with some water. Now I'm going to add my flavorings, and I'm going to add my lemon zest. This is probably around 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, and the rest of my, where's the rest of my child? Yum. So this is cake batter flavor here. I'm gonna do 1 teaspoon of that. Oh my gosh, that's cake in a bottle. Cake in a bottle. Oh my lordy. Now we're gonna do, always shake it, 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. Get that mixed up, and then we're gonna be at the end point, y'all, where we're doing 1 cup of Sprite, really a little bit under a cup of Sprite, so maybe like 7 ounces of Sprite, and then your 3 cups of flour, a little bit at a time. It's always a little more calmer at this time. It's a lot more calmer at this time. I should have had my mic on so I don't feel like I'm having to yell over this thing. Okay, so I'm gonna slow it down. We're gonna start with flour. Oh, let me pour out my ounces. So measurements are gonna be at an even number. And you need like 7. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm gonna pour right up under the 8. Right up under the cup will be 7. So we're going to alternate. Always have this down low so it doesn't poof back up in your face. And you want to do a little bit, like a third. Do it into thirds to make it easier for you. Speed it up. Now that it's going, it should be okay. If you want to just dump it in again, you can just do that and be done with it. end with flour, but I just said I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So right now I'm just buttering because that's almost done. So I'm buttering my pan. Make sure you're buttering this tooth part here also. Okay, let me wash my hands again. Get a little bit of flour. We got a little bit of flour in here. Don't worry about putting too much because you're going to beat off any excess flour. You just don't want to not have any in there. See how that looks? Make sure it's all covered. Dump out any extra. Okay, so y'all, we are done. We are done. Let's get this off, as much of it as we can. What don't come off will come off eventually when I lick it off. And don't act like y'all don't do that. Okay, so let's take this out. There we go. Put that under there in case anything drops. Move this out the way. Okay. So what I did was I was looking for my meat thermometer, but I couldn't find it. So, well, the other kind. This is the digital meat thermometer. So y'all, I want to apologize. My camera stopped working and I didn't even know it did. The cake is already in the oven. So y'all, I do apologize for not having the full video. When I went to check the phone, because I record on my phone, it said that storage was full and it stopped at me actually mixing it up. So you actually saw everything that needed to take place, with the exception of me doing the following. Once that was finished mixing, I put it into my cake pan, which my cake pan was already buttered. I don't know if that's in here or not, buttered and floured. And I poured that cake batter into the pan, evened it out with the spatula, did the little shimmy shake and the little tap up and down, and even the tap underneath to knock out any air pockets in the cake batter. And then I put it into a preheated oven at 325 degrees for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Now, y'all know, if you're not new here, you already know. And if you don't know, my oven is an old oven. It is wonky. I need another one. I'm starting to think I need to take up some kind of collection to get another oven. But anyway, I'm going to get one, y'all. I'm going to get one. So until then, I know that my oven cooks fast. If your oven cooks fast, definitely do the following. Set your timer for 1 hour and 10 minutes, but set your phone for your timer on the stove for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Set your phone for 1 hour. At 1 hour, I will then check my cake and I will see if it is done by using a toothpick, poking it into the top of the cake to see if it is done. If it is not, I will leave it in for the rest of the 10 minutes and check it again. So I'll see you guys when I pull that cake out of the wonky oven. So y'all, Look at that cake. Isn't she pretty? So I've already done this, but I'm gonna do it so you guys can see. Nothing on it. Nothing on it. Well, that's something on it, but it's not wet. That's good. I'm gonna let this cool off. I'm about to go pick my daughter up from work. By the time I get back, this should be cool enough because it'll be probably 30 minutes. And then I'll flip it and we'll go from there. Okay, so I have gotten back from picking my daughter up. It actually is probably 40 something minutes. It takes 20 minutes to get there. So anyway, y'all, look at this. Look at that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is go around the edges, which it doesn't look like I have to, but I am. Like so. This pan is still warm, but I can still touch it. And then this part here, I don't pull on it too much. I just kind of move it back a little. Okay, so I got this thing from the Dollar Tree that I'm going to flip this into. Look at my cake, but that's okay. It still came out good, but for some reason, yeah, okay. This part ain't gonna see it. Nobody gonna see it, but eat it. So I oiled the heck out of it. I put the flour on it. I think I'm gonna go back to my Baker's Joy. Tastes absolutely great. Now I'm about to make the icing for this beautiful cake here. I'm gonna put some powdered sugar, or known as confectioner's sugar. I don't know how much that is. Let me see. That's like a 3/4 cup worth. I'm also gonna use the Sprite, or if you're using 7-Up, use your 7-Up. I'm only gonna do a little bit at a time. My cake is still not as cool as I want it to be. It's not hot, but I'm gonna let it cool off some more. I just wanted to show you me making this. And that's a little bit too liquidy. So if you only have a little bit, oh Lord, if you only have a little bit of powdered sugar, make sure you only add a little bit of liquid, whatever that is, whether it's milk or if you're doing the 7-Up Sprite. Yeah, that's how I want it. And I'll be back. So now it's time to cut it up. So let's get the slicing. Ooh, it's very soft. Ooh. Keep it together now. Look at that cake. Y'all, This cake is so good and moist. Watch this. I mean moist. Thumbnail. So anyway, let's taste it. It's very flaky. So you can see me cut into it. Oh, it just came right on apart. This thing is moist. Get you some. See you in the next video. Thanks for coming into Kitchen Talk with Tommy Bites. Definitely thumbs it up, share it out, and leave your comments down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Tommy Bites.